Jimmy Fallon welcomes Dave Bautista, NBC Tonight.
We never know what we're stepping into.
We have multiple victims.
He's not breathing.
Ready for water.
We have minutes to save his life.
I was born to a dark path, but perhaps I'll get my happily ever after. Let's have a little fun on the way out.
And now at 11, more rescue ships in the North Atlantic tonight as desperation grows in the search for a missing submersible that disappeared on its way to the wreckage of the Titanic. U.S. Coast Guard estimating the crew on that ship will run out of oxygen in just 5 hours. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams. Today, that search expanded significantly. The Coast Guard says crews canvassed an area, a surface area, twice the size of L.A. County, focusing on an area where Canadian planes
Planes, ships, and drones scouring a grid near the sunken Titanic. The Titan lost contact an hour and 45 minutes into its dive to the wreckage Sunday morning. And a glimmer of hope in the exhaustive search. Unusual sounds picked up by Canadian sonar buoys. The Navy now reviewing all sonar contacts.
Noises have been described as banging noises, but again, they have to put the whole picture together in context, and they have to eliminate potential man-made sources other than the Titan.
Family and friends of those on board are hoping the noise means the 5 men are still alive and trying to communicate. Muhammad Hashim is a close friend of British-Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, who was on board with his 19-year-old son, Suleiman.
Just watching TV for the last 48 hours and just keeping my fingers crossed and still have a hope that he will come back, inshallah. Allah will make some miracle happen and he will make it.
The Titan sub is about the size of a minivan with room for 5 and a toilet with a privacy curtain. This OceanGate photo shows it's relatively cramped. Only one person can fully extend his legs at once. Since the sub went missing, OceanGate Expeditions, the company behind the mission, has come under fire for its design and for not getting a safety certification for dives above 12,000 feet. Today, Discovery Channel host Josh Gates tweeted, "Ultimately, I walked away from a huge opportunity to film Titanic due to my safety concerns with the OceanGate platform." OceanGate has not responded to these statements. Searchers have covered an area twice the size of Connecticut in waters 2.5 miles deep. The Coast Guard calling the operation incredibly complex, but those searching are not giving up hope.
This is a search and rescue mission, 100%. We are smack dab in the middle of search and rescue, and we'll continue to put every available asset that we have in an effort to find the Titan and the crew members.
7:08 a.m. Eastern Time is when officials believe the sub will run out of oxygen. But experts believe those on board may be conserving oxygen by laying very still and therefore hopefully giving searchers more time to find them alive. Colleen?
Darsha, thank you. Also tonight, we are hearing from a Southern California man who has taken this very same submersible journey before. In fact, he actually knows 2 people on board. Alex Rozier has his story for the first time and only on NBC4.
It's very traumatic for me.
Bill Price spoke of his concern and heartache, knowing his friends are on board the missing submersible. Bill knows 2 members of the crew, Paul-Henri Nargeolet, a French diver and Titanic expert, and Stockton Rush, the captain and CEO of OceanGate, the company in charge of the voyage.
If anyone's going to be able to get the crew back safe, it's those guys.
He met them in 2021 when he was on board that same submersible when they attempted to reach the Titanic twice. The first voyage also had problems.
The first dive did not go as planned. After about an hour or so, we lost contact. At that point in time, there was no concern at all. I think everyone had full faith in Stockton and the rest of the crew because they had been down so many times. In the process of trying to